I'm Mega Mike the Movie Man, and today we got a mega movie plan. Today I'm back with another mega review for you all. I'm going to be reviewing the movie The Guns of Navarone. I'm going to go over my general thoughts of the movie. I'm going to give you all the good, the bad, and my recommendation on whether you should watch this one or not. Also, for my physical media collectors out there, I will be unboxing the 4K copy that was released recently. So I will be going through that full unboxing towards the end of the video. So make sure you all stick around for that. But without further ado, let's get started! Now to get into the good of the movie first. So The Guns of Navarone is a classic war adventure film from the 1960s, and it's about a Mission Impossible type of story where you get a group of military men together as a commando unit with the impossible task of going into a German fortress to take out the guns there so they no longer threaten the Navy allied ships. And this is really a great story, just the complete setup of how they choose all the different military people to be a part of this group. It's a small group of men, but they're all chosen for their different skill sets. And we know throughout the movie, we're going to see some of those skill sets come into play. So it's a great setup for a movie. And then they really go on this adventure type of story. It's not really a war story where it's just militaries fighting back and forth. No, it's more about the spy thriller adventure mission part of it, the operations part of it. And I really like that. To me, that was very refreshing for this kind of war film. And it's really about how are these group of men going to work together as a unit to accomplish their tasks no matter what the cost. And it's really interesting because a lot of moral dilemmas come up in the movie, and they do a good process of letting us think through these dilemmas as the audience and what would we choose. And they give different scenarios, different choices they could make, and then ultimately they have to make a decision. But no one decision is completely perfect in any way. And this happens throughout the movie. Like when one of their military comrades gets injured, they have to decide, well, what do we do with him? Do we risk him getting into the other side and being captured and giving these facts about the mission we're doing? Or do we try to carry him along and it slows down our military operation? Or do we take him out so we don't have to worry about that? So it's like three choices given, and it makes us think throughout the movie. And this type of scenario does come up again in the movie later when they're talking about, is there a traitor in our group of unit? And to me, that is such compelling stuff. It makes it more than just a generic war film. There's a lot more to it, a lot of good character development here, and the story is just solid. And this movie was based off a book.
Watch out!
Now to get into some more good of the movie. So this movie does a great job of having all these different themes and messages throughout. It talks a lot about courage, also of how to accomplish a seemingly impossible task and how to think through different options and have backup plans. And to me, that was just all well done throughout the entire movie. And there's a lot of great action throughout this movie. It's not usually big explosive action throughout the movie, but there are things that pick up in suspense, like when the German forces are chasing after our commando unit, or we see planes overhead trying to get them. And to me, that kind of mouse and cat catching scenario is throughout the movie, and so that makes for some entertaining suspense moments. But then we get to the very end of the movie, and then that's when we get our big operation explosion. And to me, this is probably one of the most memorable explosions I've ever seen in any movie. I mean, it is absolutely massive to see how the fortress explodes and all this debris flies around, and to me, it is just filmed so well. It is absolutely spectacular to see. And then everything that just goes along with creating a great atmosphere in the movie. All the musical score and themes of this Navarone movie are just done so well. And they're very unique too. And they kind of change and vary throughout the movie, but you still get to hear that theme quite a bit. And it is just well done. and this movie just captures you into the environment, and the Greece setting is fantastic, and they show a decent amount of it and different locations going through different caves and parts of the city. And so it's just a really well done movie, and for the time, this was a really large scope movie. This really was a epic adventure tale.
Pretty good partner you've got there yourself.
He's going to kill me when the war is over.
Now to get into the bad of the movie. Now, there isn't any serious major negative here, but we do got to keep in mind a couple things because it is a classic movie. So you have to know there's not going to be massive visual effect work by any means. This is all practical work here. So you don't have big, giant action, explosive things throughout the entire movie. Like I said, once it gets to the end, it has its moment, but it's not constant action just every second. It does give some time to breathe in this movie and for us to just kind of be on this journey with this group of characters. And so at times it can be a little bit slower paced, and it is a little bit long of a movie, about 2 hours and 30 minutes or so, and sometimes you do feel the length of the movie. But I think it is all important to really take us on this grand adventure type of movie. We need those character development moments. We need to see how different characters interact with each other, but those are themes just to kind of notate here. It's not really big explosive like a Saving Private Ryan movie that's always very intense military action. No, that's not this type of film.
Give up quietly, gentlemen.
Now to get into my recommendation of the movie. Now, should you go and see this one or not? Well, I think this movie is definitely worth a pickup if you're a big giant film fan, because this is one of the best war films of all time. Also, if you just like spy, thriller, Mission Impossible type of movies, I think you're going to really enjoy just the mission operation elements of this film. Now, if war films aren't really your thing, if spy operation movies aren't really your thing, then yeah, this movie is not going to work for you. Especially if you don't like older movies, you don't like classical movies, the film grain gets to you, then yeah, stay away from this one at that point. But if you're just a film fan, I think this is a really important movie from the 60s to really see, because to me, there's still a lot of great things in here that hold up to this day. Just the whole setup of the movie, the ending, and all the characters. So I think it's definitely worth a watch for the people that are film fans and that like those kind of genres. But like I said, if you're not into that stuff, then yeah, maybe you can pass on this one. But that will be my recommendation. Now to get into the unboxing for my 4K physical media collectors out there, let's go ahead and take a look at this one. So I ordered this one kind of late, but it still had the slipcover on it, which was nice. And so I do like them capturing that image of the commando unit on the front. Now we can kind of take a look at the spine, kind of simple, but I do like the font. Font's nice. And then you can take a look at the back, zoom in if you need to. Now, on the Blu-ray disc, you do get a lot of special features here. There's a lot of documentaries and featurettes, and I thought some of them were really fascinating, especially like the one that talked about the restoration of the film. And you can see they put a lot of hard work into gathering all the correct pieces to really restore this film properly. And to me, the 4K is really good. The HDR works fine, and it is a nice looking movie for a classic movie. Now, it still is very heavy on the film grain. Usually I like my movies cleaned up a little bit more to look more digital. Now, I know some people don't like that, so if you're happy with film grain, it is definitely intact in this movie. But just be aware of that, you will get that film grain there. But the colors were great in the movie. All the environments shine through nicely, and so I think they did a good job here, and the 4K overall just works well. And then audio is nice as well. You got the Dolby 7.1 right there, so it is a Dolby Atmos track, which is nice. That to me is the best quality we can get out of a movie like this. So audio wise, it did sound great to me. All the theme songs came through very nicely, and all the military action sounds came through perfectly fine as well. So to me, that all worked. So audio visual quality was done quite well on this movie. Not like the most amazing I've ever seen before, but done quite well. Now let's take a look at it without the slipcover. Now I do like how they have different artwork now on this one. A lot of the times the slipcover is the same artwork as the case, but this is different, and so that is great to see. So you definitely got a different front cover, which is nice. Different spine, right? And so you can kind of just see that. Now let's take a look at it on the inside so we can look at the disc. Now when I open it up, we do have something that talks about the restoration of the Guns of Navarone, which is nice. Like I said, there's also that featurette as well, but it's nice to kind of have that card in there just to kind of show us that you can kind of read about it as well. So that is nice to have in there. Now let's take a look at the disc. Now mine came in broken, unfortunately, the disc holder. So I actually swapped where the Blu-ray and 4K were, just because I want to keep the 4K nicer. And the Blu-ray one is now going to kind of slip up and get dangled out of there, unfortunately, with the middle part of it being broken on my case. So yeah, not great shipping there. But other than that, let's look at the disc. I like the disc artwork. Once again, you got different artwork on both of the discs, which is nice. It's not just plain, it just doesn't have the title there. So overall, in terms of artwork, how they packaged this movie, I really liked it. I think that worked well enough. So the Guns of Navarone on 4K. Like I said, this is a movie, if you're a film fan, it could be definitely worth a physical media pickup, especially for the 4K restoration on it. Just some great work overall. And this is a movie I could see myself watching it again. Maybe not all the time, but once every few years. Absolutely. Just a good fun adventure spy war film here. So that will do it for today's mega review and unboxing of the Guns of Navarone. Let me know in the comments below, have you seen this movie before? Did you have a fun time with it like I did? Also, did you pick up the 4K copy, or are you planning on picking it up now based off my recommendation? Let me know in the comments below. Let's have those movie discussions down below. Also, if you're discovering my channel for the first time, make sure you subscribe right now. That way I can get you all that future movie review, movie unboxing, movie ranking, and movie news content. I post often, and I don't want you to miss out on any of that future movie entertainment value. So make sure you subscribe right now. Also, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss it. Also, like the video. And this is Mega Mike the Movie Man reminding you to make every day a movie day.